the floor to Yaşar Sarı from Ibn Haldun University, another great friend of Central Asia.
Thank you, Akbota. First, everyone, here is morning. Good morning from Istanbul. This is very foggy day. First, I would like to thank to Akbota and the Fergana State University, Eurasian National University, organizing this conference. The subject is very timely subject and also a very important subject to understand the today Uzbek identity, not only Uzbek identity, but also a general Turkish identity. In front of me, I have several books recently published in Turkey about the issue of the Jaddidism and what kind of influence have. One is let me read the first title in Turkish, then translate that one. The one book is the Türkistan's Milli Uyanışında Özbek Cedidcileri, Abdurrauf Fıtrat örneği. So it means that the national awakening of the Turkestan Özbek Cedidis, the case of the Abdurrauf Fıtrat. The other one is it's written by this is Seyfettin Ershahin, a Turkish professor. The other one is written local Central Asian Zeynabidin Abdurrashidov. The book title is the Ismail Gasprali and the 20th centuries, the beginning of the 20th century's Turkestan. Here is also mentioning about the Jaddidism. And the last one is written by another Turkish scholar, Yusuf Avcı, and he's talking about the Fıtrat and the Jaddidism. This book is written by the Hamidullah Baltabayev. That's also translated. Just a few examples. This is just 2023. This book's published in Turkey. But as we know already, 2023 in Uzbekistan, a year of the Jaddidism, and the Uzbek government celebrated those Jaddid ideas and did several different conferences, international conferences on the subject. Why? So I also have a presentation. Without entering my presentation, let me also talk about what we are doing in Turkey, especially in our university, Ibn Haldun University. Ibn Haldun University is a new university, private university in Istanbul. And the university, we have a center called Haydar Aliyev Center for Eurasian Studies. And we are working and studying, doing a research, and also having the partnership with the different universities in Uzbekistan, in Kazakhstan, in Kyrgyzstan, as well as Azerbaijan, on the different issues. One of the issues is, of course, Jaddid movement. Because why is Jaddid movement is important for us? Jaddid is not only the movement is the kind of describing the today Uzbek nationality and national identity, but also had the influence on the Turkish national identity too. Even if you look at the founder of the Jaddid movement, Gasparov Ismail, or in Russian they call Gasparinsky Ismail, and he mainly educated and he developed this idea in Istanbul during the late 19th century under the Ottoman Empire. Then his published newspaper, Tercüman, and he opened the school, Jaddid School, the spread the idea of the language, national identity, educational reform, and those kind of development of that time, especially he kind of copying from the European experience. So that is opened the way to schools in Central Asia too. So when we are talking about today, the Central Asian Jaddid scholars, I mean the early 20th centuries Uzbek Jaddids, especially Bukhara-based Jaddid, like the Bahbudi, Abdul Rauf Fidrat, Cholpan, Munawwar Qari, Sadruddin Aini, Fezullah Hocaev later maybe. We are seeing that either some of them had education in Istanbul or had education under the Jaddid school in Tashkent, in Bukhara, and so on. So that give them to a base to develop their ideology, their ideas. If you look at their work, some of them is the the literature work. I mean the poem, poems or novel. You can see that influence in their writing. And when they are emphasizing their national character, mainly they are mentioning about the Turkish identity. One thing I also need to explain. When we are talking about the Turkish identity, it's not only related Turkish identity in Turkey today. This is Turkish identity, more broader sense, which is the main part, is this identity developed in Central Asia. For that reason, it's not some scholars, especially among the Russians, and some among the West too, is a kind of pan-Turkism, or they describe as a pan-Turkism or the neo-Ottoman. No, this Turkish identity is not that narrow identity describing the today Anatolian Turkish identity. This identity is more broader sense, is the covering the almost all Central Asian countries except Tajikistan, and the societies in Central Asia, Caucasus, including Siberia too. So Jaddid scholars or intellectuals, if the right definition, is help us to define how they understand. Let's not forget, under the Russian Tsarist Empire, the Central Asia, today's Central Asia, divided three parts. One is the steppe governorate. The middle is the call, starting from the 1876, Turkestan governorate. Let me repeat, Turkestan. So Turkestan, the land, the stan is coming from the Persian, the land of the people. I mean, the land, Turkestan, land of the Turkic people. So even Russian administration, and this Tsarist administration defined the heart of today Uzbekistan, some part of the Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, and the northeastern part of the Turkmenistan as under the Turkestan governorate. So that is the showing that this identity is already established before even Jaddid's move. Okay, I don't know.
Of course, it is a great chance to listen to our brother, our friend Yaşar Sarı's presentation. And not only Yaşar Sarı knows Turkish, he is fluent in Kyrgyz, Uzbek, and Kazakh. Yaşar, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Akbota, for your nice word. Thank you for Professor Abuzer Hayri. Sorry if I mispronounce your last name, but you generally summarized the Jaddid movement. I mean, talk about the main figures of the Jaddid and how the Jaddid ideas spread the other part. I will not repeat what you mentioned. I will try to add more things. First, of course, Jaddid movement is started in Russian Tsarist Empire among the especially Tatar scholars, Merjani and others. But the main figure of the Jaddid movement is the Ismail Gasparalı, or Gasperinsky Ismail. Ismail Gasparalı, when he published Tercüman newspaper, he also wrote about the Central Asia, I mean, today's Central Asia, and the intellectuals. One of the books about he translated Alişir Navai's Muhakemetul Lugateyn book, and he published that one in today Crimea. And then he also wrote about the Türkistan uleması, means that Turkistani scholar of the Turkistan. So that way he connected his idea, not just only Crimea or Tatars in Kazan region or the Turks who are living under the Ottoman Empire, but also Turkistani region, which is that time is called. When we're looking at the Jadids, especially Uzbek Jadid, we can divide them in three different time periods. One is the reformist thinking, starting from the 1868 to 1905. This is the 1868 as the Russian Tsarist Empire started occupying the Turkestan region. Already they captured the Tashkent and started moving and started pressuring the Bukhara Emirate and Hokan and Hiva Hanates. And then this time, which we see the Mahdum Danish, the Uzbek, see that something is need to change. Turkistani people are left behind. I mean, the European civilization changed the world, and European already started to colonize the different part of the world. And he think how he thought that how can improve the condition in Turkestan and today Uzbekistan, of course. So he said that okay, need to be open the school. There is already madrasas giving the education, but that education is the religious education, and especially last 300 years madrasa education left is the math and natural science art from the curriculum. So he said that this we need put this in education. And he believed that the only way to compete or reach the European civilization level, learning Russian too. So but when he was doing this one, he was thinking that to be in the same level with the European, need to accept good part of the European civilization. He already saw that European civilization has bad part, colonizing the people, exploiting the people from different parts of the world. But he said that, okay, there are some good part. Educational part is good one. Let's take it. This idea is, of course, Gazprom started the Jadid school and so on. Then in 1905, when the first Russian Revolution, I mean the Russian protesters in St. Petersburg tried to express their satisfaction on the socio-economic condition and political condition too. The Russian Tsarist Empire lost the war against Japan. If we excluding Ottoman Empire, the first time after the Genghis Khan, the one Western power lost the war against the one Eastern power. So that is the 1905 opening more liberal reforms done. Some of them took back by the Russian government. This is the give opportunity to new intellectuals emerge in Turkestan. These intellectuals mainly carrying idea of the independency, sovereignty, the concepts. And they also took example from the revolution happened in Iran in 1907 and in Ottoman Empire in 1908. So some of them educated in Turkey, like the Fıtrat, Çolpan. Some of them being in Istanbul, and also some of them educated under the Jaddid school. Behbudi, Münevver Kari, Osman Hoca, Abdurrauf Fıtrat, Feyzullah Hoca, later we will see him too. Abdulhamid Cholpan, Sadreddin Ayni is among the leading Uzbek, Jaddid. Their idea is they continue the first group of the Jaddid intellectuals at the opening school, but also they were politically active people. They have the more progressive idea, and they established media, newspaper in Tashkent, Bukhara, and they were anti-colonial against the Russian Tsarist Empire. And they believe that only way to overcome this colonial empire to informing the public, make the public to be active and challenge the government. So that way, they provided this assistance. And when the 1970 revolution happened in Russia, these Jadids leader find the opportunity to even establishing short-lived Turkestani state and in the region, but did not continue long. The third stage is the socialist. Some of the Jadids, not all of them, had a tendency on the socialist ideology. The reason is that they saw that socialist ideology having progressive ideas, and let's not forget forget Lenin published a booklet is called the Self-Determination. Means that all non-Russians, you can get your independence, you can establish your own state. So some of the Jadids who were carrying the progressive ideology for the socio-economic issues believed that one, and they cooperated with the Bolsheviks. They fought against not only against the Tsarist white armies, but also against the Basmaji and other movement in the region too. But their collaboration with the Bolshevik, they couldn't save them when the Stalin decided to eliminate them. Stalin accused the Jadid intellectuals as a servant of the bourgeois, nationalists, anti-revolutionary nationalists, and people enemy. And as we know, between 1934 to 1938, Stalin eliminated all Jadids in Uzbekistan, in Kyrgyzstan. Among them is the Cengiz Aytmatov's father, and also Alash Orda leader intellectuals, which their view is close to Jadid. Some of them even the part of the Turkestani state, like the Mustafa Chokay, we should say. So this is repression, red extinction, annihilation happened to Jadid movement. But this is not ending the Jadid struggle. How? I mean, the Jadid ideology still stay among the public, among the intellectuals. Mainly, those are ideas used in literature is developed. Of course, the center of this idea is the today Uzbekistan. And Uzbekistan carrying a mission. What kind of mission? If you're looking at today's Central Asia, it's historical city, Tashkent, Samarkand, Bukhara, Hiva, all in Uzbekistan. The others, as secondary, we can call them, is the other part of the. So the center is here. And also, the Uzbekistan has a strong civilizational identity, sometimes called the Enlightenment. This is I think the American anthropologist Frederick Starr published a book. The book title is The Lost Enlightenment. He described the 9th, 10th, 11th centuries Turkic Islamic civilization, which is emerged here, like the Professor Abuzer Hayri is mentioned, is the Avicenna, Ibn Sina, Biruni, and other scholars at that time. So that is the center is the today Uzbekistan. So that civilization identity is strong in Uzbekistan. For that reason, recently I'm following some Uzbek scholars writing, and they describe if we need to talk about any identity related to Turkestan or Turkestani identity, need to start from the Uzbekistan. And that is until recently, this to emphasizing this Turkestani identity, to creating a more broader political identity, not used by the Uzbek government, especially under the Islam Kerimov. So Kerimov first to create a national state and to strengthen his authority within the state. But after the Shavkat Mirziyoyev came to power, he opened more its relation with the neighboring country, and they started emphasizing this Turkestani, the common civilization, especially Kazakh, Kyrgyz, even Turkmen, and also started having the close relation with Turkey. That is the where they find the identity. This is the international relation theories. We are IR scholars. We're talking about when we are talking about the different theories. One theory is emphasizing the relation between identity, security, and interest. So there is triangle relation. So identity part, Turkey and the Central Asian state, plus Azerbaijan, is coming from the similar language. I mean, even though today we call the Uzbek, Kazakh, Kyrgyz, Azeri, and so on, they are origin from the one stream. So this is the one starting point. If you're looking at the rule, grammatical rule, you can see the similarities. And a lot of vocabularies are similar too. So one is that one, and they realize that the interest, political and economic interest, making these countries to pushing these countries to act together. We are not the liberal international order is the declining. New order is coming, and mainly this order based on the regional affiliation. The regional groups, European Union already succeeded at a certain level, and we see the Southeastern Asian countries are working on it. And the Central Asian state, including Uzbekistan, realize that they need to act together if they want to be a powerful actor, or if you want to defend their national interests, not only regional interest, the national interest. So that way they find this collective identity a starting point. For that reason, when in November 2021, when they established a new organization called the Organization of the Turkic State. So that is again, this Jadid, going back to, I'm completing my presentation, Jadid scholars play a very important role to creating the intellectual mindset and creating a cognitive map, which we are today following. And hopefully this regional collaboration and cooperation increase, as Professor Abuzer Hariri emphasized, not staying in that regional level, but the more international level, where they can find a common point, common interest, mutual interest, so that way to act together and create a more peaceful world. Thank you for listening.